My girlfriend introduced me as the janitor in front of 50 strangers inside my own house. What she didn't realize was that I'd just signed the biggest cybersecurity deal of my career. And that night, everyone would see exactly who was really cleaning up the mess. I'm 32, and until 3 weeks ago, I thought I had my life figured out. I'd been with Callista for 2 years. We met at a coffee shop in downtown, where she was doing some freelance graphic design work, and I was debugging code on my laptop between meetings. She approached me first, actually. Said she liked my concentration face. We clicked immediately. I owned a 3-bedroom house that I'd bought 5 years ago when the market dipped. Nothing fancy, but it was mine. Callista moved in about 8 months into our relationship. She paid utilities, I covered the mortgage. It seemed fair since, well, it was my house. She always said she was grateful, that she'd been living with roommates for years and finally had some peace. Here's the thing about Callista. She never really understood what I did for work. I'm a cybersecurity consultant. I work from home most days, wear joggers and hoodies, keep weird hours. To her, it looked like I just sat at my computer all day doing nothing particularly important. She worked at a marketing agency downtown, dressed professionally, had office friends. Her world felt more real to her, I think. About 6 weeks ago, I closed a massive contract with a Fortune 500 company. We're talking 7 figures over 2 years. I've been working on this deal for 8 months. The day I signed it, I came upstairs from my office around 3 p.m., grinning like an idiot. Callista was on the couch watching something on her laptop. I did it, I said. The Riverside deal. It's done. She glanced up. That's great, babe. Then back to her screen. Hey, so I wanted to ask you something. My friend Bridget is throwing this mixer thing on the 15th, kind of a networking event. Can we host it here? I was still floating. Sure, yeah. How many people? Maybe 40? 50? It'll be casual. Wine and cheese kind of thing. Sounds good, I said. She smiled, kissed my cheek, and that was it. No questions about the deal. No celebration dinner. Nothing. The next 3 weeks were busy. I had calls with the Riverside team, paperwork, strategy sessions. Callista was planning her event, which had apparently grown into this whole production. She hired a bartender, ordered catering, bought new decorations. I offered to chip in for costs since it was at our house, but she waved me off. Said her agency friends were covering it as a collaborative networking opportunity. The night of the event, I stayed downstairs in my office until about 7 p.m. I could hear people arriving, music, laughter. I'd been on calls all day and wanted to finish some documentation before joining. When I finally came upstairs, the house was packed. 50 people easy, maybe more. Everyone dressed business casual, holding wine glasses, clustered in groups. I spotted Callista near the kitchen talking to 3 women I didn't recognize. I walked over, and she saw me coming. Oh, she said, and there was this weird tone in her voice. Everyone, this is the guy I was telling you about. He takes care of the place. One of the women smiled politely. Oh, do you do property management? Callista laughed. Not exactly. He's more like, he keeps things running. Fixes stuff. You know. I just stood there. My house. My mortgage. My furniture they were sitting on. I started, but Callista cut me off. Anyway, he works from home, so he's usually downstairs. Very low-key. She turned to me with this bright, fake smile. Thanks for letting us use the space tonight. You can head back down if you want. I know you have work stuff. The women were already looking past me, disinterested. I was dismissed. In my own house. I didn't go back downstairs. I walked to the bar, got a bourbon, and stood near the window. I watched Callista work the room. She introduced people, laughed at jokes, played the perfect host. Every time someone asked about the house, she was vague. A friend's place. Someone I know. Once, I heard her say a family property. Around 9 p.m., a guy in an expensive suit approached me. Hell of a place, he said. You know Callista through work? I'm her boyfriend, I said. I own the house. His eyebrows went up. Oh, she said. I thought you were the building manager or something. No, I said. Just the janitor, apparently. He looked uncomfortable and made an excuse to leave. I finished my drink and went to find Callista. She was on the back patio with a group of 6 people. I walked up and stood next to her. Callista, I said quietly. Can we talk? She barely looked at me. Kind of busy, babe. Can it wait? You introduced me as the janitor. She laughed nervously. I didn't say that. You said I take care of the place. You told people I keep things running. One of her friends cleared his throat. We'll give you 2 a minute. They scattered. Callista turned to me, annoyed. What is your problem? I'm networking. This is important for my career. Your career, I repeated. In my house, where you told everyone I'm basically the help. Oh my God, you're being so sensitive. I just didn't want to explain the whole living situation. It's complicated. What's complicated? We're together. I own the house. You live here. She crossed her arms. You don't get it. These people are serious professionals. If I say my boyfriend works from home in sweatpants all day, it makes me look bad. Like I'm not ambitious. I closed a $2 million deal 3 weeks ago. She blinked. What? The Riverside contract. I told you about it. 7 figures. It's the biggest deal of my career. You said it was for work. You didn't say how much. You didn't ask. We stood there. Music thumped from inside. Someone laughed too loud. Well, Callista said finally, that's great. But you still could have stayed downstairs tonight. This event was important to me. I walked away, went to my office, locked the door, and pulled up my email. Sent a message to my real estate agent. Need to sell the house. Call me Monday. Update 1. The party ended around midnight. I heard people leaving, Callista thanking everyone, promising to keep in touch. I stayed in my office. Around 1 a.m., she knocked on the door. Are you seriously going to pout all night? She called through the door. I didn't answer. Eventually, she went to bed. The next morning, I was at the kitchen table with coffee when she came upstairs. She looked tired, hungover maybe. We need to talk, I said. She poured coffee, sat down. Look, I'm sorry I didn't make a bigger deal about your work thing. That's great that you got the contract. Really, I'm selling the house. She froze. What? You heard me. I'm listing it. My agent's coming Monday to do a walkthrough. You can't be serious. Over last night. Last night made it clear how you see me. How you see this relationship. I'm not going to live somewhere I'm treated like I'm invisible. I didn't treat you like you're invisible. I was trying to keep the focus on the event. By lying about who I am. She slammed her mug down. Fine. You want me to apologize? I'm sorry. I shouldn't have downplayed your job. Happy. Where are you going to go when I sell? Her face went pale. You're kicking me out. I'm selling. You'll need to figure something out. This is insane. You're throwing away 2 years because of one bad night. No, I said. I'm ending things because you were embarrassed of me in front of 50 people. And because when I told you about the biggest achievement of my career, you said, that's great, babe, and changed the subject. She stared at me. You're really doing this? Yeah. She stood up, grabbed her purse, and left. Didn't come back that night. Update 2. Callista came back 2 days later with her sister. They packed her stuff in silence while I worked downstairs. Around 6 p.m., her sister knocked on my office door. She's gone, she said. Can I talk to you for a second? I let her in. She sat on the edge of my desk. She told me what happened, she said. The party thing. Okay. Look, I love my sister, but she's always been like this. Image obsessed. Worried about what people think. It's exhausting. Why are you telling me this? Because I think you dodged a bullet. And because... She hesitated. There's something you should know. That guy at the party? The one in the expensive suit. I talked to him briefly. His name's Graham. He's a VP at her agency. They've been sleeping together for 3 months. I sat back in my chair. Didn't say anything. I found out last week, she continued. Saw text on her phone when she left it on my counter. I told her to come clean to you. But she said it was just physical, and it didn't matter. That Graham was married anyway, and it would fizzle out. Why didn't you tell me sooner? Because she's my sister. But after last night, after seeing how she treated you, you deserve to know. She left. I sat there for an hour, just processing. Then I did what any reasonable person would do. I looked Graham up on LinkedIn. Found his profile, his wife's profile. She worked in nonprofit development, looked kind. They had 2 kids. I made a burner email account and sent her a single message. Your husband is having an affair with someone at his office. Her name is Callista Monroe. I thought you deserved to know. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. I didn't expect a response. But 2 hours later, she replied, thank you. I had my suspicions. Do you have proof? I didn't. But I gave her Callista's number and Instagram handle. Said I was just the messenger. Update 3 days later, Callista called me. Not texted. Called. What did you do? She screamed into the phone. I'm at work, I said calmly. What's wrong? Graham's wife showed up at the office. She made a scene, yelled at him in front of everyone. HR got involved. He's on administrative leave. His wife is filing for divorce. That's unfortunate. Did you tell her? About what? About me and Graham. I don't know what you're talking about. She was crying now. You ruined everything. Graham won't talk to me. People at work won't look at me. They're calling me a homewrecker. Sounds like consequences. I hate you. That's fair, I said and hung up. The house sold in 2 weeks. Multiple offers, went for $40K over asking. I used the profit to put a down payment on a condo with a view of the water. Smaller space, but it's mine. No ghosts. No memories of being called the janitor in my own living room. Final update, it's been 3 months. I heard through mutual friends that Callista had to leave her agency. The Graham situation made everything too awkward, and she mutually agreed to part ways with the company. She's freelancing again, living with roommates across town. Graham and his wife are divorced. He moved to another state for a fresh start. As for me, the Riverside contract has been incredible. The work is challenging, the pay is ridiculous, and I've already been approached about 2 more deals. I'm dating again, nothing serious, just coffee dates and dinners with women who actually ask about my job and listen when I answer. Last week, I ran into one of Callista's friends from that party. She recognized me at a bookstore, came over to say hi. I heard about you too, she said. Sorry it didn't work out. It's fine, I said. Things happen. For what it's worth, she added. After that party, a bunch of us figured out you actually owned the place. Callista's story didn't add up. It was pretty clear she was embarrassed of you for some reason, which was insane considering. She gestured vaguely. Anyway, you seem like you're doing well. I am, I said. And I meant it. I don't think about Callista much anymore. Sometimes I wonder if she ever realized how badly she fumbled, or if she still thinks I overreacted. But honestly, it doesn't matter. I learned something important. Never let someone make you feel small, especially in your own home. And if they do, clean up the mess and move on. Edit 1. A lot of people are asking if I felt bad about telling Graham's wife. Short answer, no. She deserved to know. Cheating isn't a victimless crime, and I wasn't about to protect someone who helped humiliate me. Edit 2. Yes, the house sold fast. The market is insane right now. I had 3 offers within a week of listing. Edit 3. To everyone saying I should have confronted Callista about Graham during the breakup, I wanted a clean exit. Bringing up the affair would have